Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I have a little bit of a bonus video for you guys. This may not apply to everybody there, but I hope that this video might be helpful for some of you. Now, I'm going to be talking about using cut files from the Wild Hare Kits, and of course this also works for cut files that you might have from a lot of different companies, but I'm specifically going to use the ones from the Wild Hare Kits. I am a part of their design team, and so I will list some of those videos down below. You can check them out. But when you order from the Wild Hare Kits, one of the bonuses you get is a access code that gives you access to free cut files over on the website. So if you order a deluxe kit, you get that cut file already cut out for you as well as that code. And then if you order a petite kit, you just get the code. But once you have that password, you have access to all of the cut files that Wild Hare Kits has. So it's an awesome little bonus there. So once you order your kit and you get your password, you're going to want to come over to the wildharekits.com website, and then you're actually going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the website here, down where it says downloads, and this is where you're going to find your cut files. So here's where you can go ahead and enter in that code that is sent to you. I'm not going to share what mine is because obviously that wouldn't be right. So once you get that code, you can log in and put that code in there. And now what we have here are all the cut files. So each month a new cut file is created, and so you now have access to all of them, which I think is so awesome. And so you can pull them up here. Now to get these on your computer, all you need to do is right click for PC. Not sure about you Apple people. I have a PC, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to save this image, onto my computer, wherever you like to save your items. As you can see, I already have a few of the cut files saved here, and that's what we are going to be working with today. But then you can log in and get access to any of those cut files at any time. So now we're going to work with these cut files in Silhouette Studio. I have several videos on my channel kind of sharing some tips and tricks for using Silhouette Studio. I am not an expert, and I'm kind of learn as I go, but I've figured out some things along the way. So I do have a Silhouette Cameo cutting machine. I will have it linked down below, the one that I have, and let's dive into cutting these cut files. So I'm actually going to work with the September cut file specifically because I feel like this is the one that has some more tips that can go with it. So I'm going to grab this file and just drag and drop it into my Silhouette Studio program. And this is actually just a JPEG. So it is not set up to be a cut file. We have to manipulate it a little bit. So you can size this to whatever size works for you. You 12 by 12 scrapbookers, you can size it to 12 by 12. I scrapbook or I journal in a traveler's notebook. So I'm going to actually size this to 8 by 8. It's a little smidge bigger than 8 by 8. Let's go there. Okay, and so this will cover an entire open-faced layout in my traveler's notebook. But this still is not set up to be a cut file, so we actually have to trace this. So you're going to come over here and open the trace panel, and then you're going to select trace area, click and drag a box around that cut file. Now, because these images are black and white, it's very easy to trace. So you can see you don't really need to do any fussing. Of course, you can, increase the threshold and kind of manipulate those to clean up the file if you need to. But these are pretty clean. So I'll go ahead and hit trace. And so now if I pull away the JPEG portion, you can see all of these red lines are actually now the cut file. So we can get rid of the JPEG portion. And this should be let's make this 8. There we go. So I can go ahead and cut this out of whatever material I want. I went ahead and cut this out of just plain white cardstock and have this template. But now I want to actually cut some pattern paper to fill in the windows of this cut file. So all these little teardrop shapes, I want to fill them in with different pattern papers. And so I can cut those pattern papers with my Silhouette as well. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, if I was to go ahead and just cut this out, these pieces would perfectly fit in those windows, and I don't want that. I want a little bit of overhang so I can glue them to the back of my cut file. So we're going to tear apart this cut file. Keep in mind I've already cut this entire file out on regular white cardstock, and now we're going to pull it apart. So I'm going to right click and release compound path, And what that does is that separates all the pieces of this file. So you can see now I can move pieces individually. So I'm going to get rid of all of the pieces that I don't want cut out. So we are only going to be filling these teardrop pieces with pattern paper. Now you can do that however you want. If you want to cover just these larger portions with pattern paper, you can do that. So just, kind of get rid of whatever it is that you're not going to use and keep what you're going to use. So I can go through and get rid of all of these. And so now these are your teardrop pieces. And so really all that we need is one of these because they should all be about the same size. They are a little different, but I think it'll be okay just to have one. So this is going to be our one little teardrop piece, and we actually need to make this a little bit larger so that we have that overhang. So I'll come over here to the offset panel, and we're going to create an offset. Now you don't want your offset to be too big, or you're going to have some issues with it peeking into other windows. So I found that 0.075 seems to work for the size that I have. You're going to have to play around depending on how big you're cutting this cut file, but I think this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply, and then I can delete this center teardrop piece. So now this will cut out a piece of pattern paper large enough to back my cut file and give me a little bit of an overhang to apply some adhesive. Now I went ahead and figured out I need 40 of these. So you can come on over to the replicate panel here, and we can go ahead and we need 5 rows of 8. So there's our 5, and I'll go ahead and select all of those, and now we need 8. So there's 4, 7, that should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so there's 40 of them. Now you are going to want to space these out so that they fit on your paper better. I already have these, and actually I have it the other way around. Anyways, I went the other way. So I have actually 8 across 5 down, and you can see I've gone ahead and revealed my mat, so I can spread these out, line them up. So now what I can do is I can actually cut 1-inch wide strips of pattern paper, 1 inch by 8 inches, and lay those down on my mat, and that way I can cut these out of different pattern papers. So I can have up to 8 different patterns. You could also, individually cut out little scraps, or however you want to lay it out on there, that's up to you. But now I can go ahead and cut all of these out of different patterns to have them back that cut file. So I will have the finishing touches of that cut file on the process video where I go and insert it into my traveler's notebook. So that video will be linked down below for you guys. I just wanted to show you a separate video on how to use those cut files. But if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Check out the Wild Hare Kits if you haven't already. They're an awesome scrapbooking company that creates hand-curated kits for you guys. Be sure to check out my unboxing videos if you want more information about the Wild Hare Kits and what they offer. And like I said, leave questions or comments down below for me. I do check those. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.